Hello there, you jolly good people. Welcome back to Anno 1800 Extreme. Welcome back to our endgame city, where we are, of course, going to continue now with a bit of more focusing on efficiency, and also what we need to focus on as well is influence. Influence is the primary goal right now that we need to increase. We do have a couple of options for this one available already. So first of all, in Min, we are building up a secondary workforce now for medicine so that we can get rid of some of these buildings here in order to build us a museum. Why do we need a museum, you may ask, Commander? Well, basically we do have here in the palace a policy that I would like to enact, that is the plus 10 influence per museum module. So even if we have, for example, 10 museum modules, we could get 100 influence out of this one here. But we do need 300 more attractiveness for that. And then we, well, get us a nice influence boost in as well. The second thing is that we're looking at right now is our fleet that has arrived from its level shopping spree. And we got some nice items there on board, right? And I would like to distribute them now to the other dreadnoughts. Some of you have been asking why I have so many items on this ship. I mean, actually, I've read a comment about this. Now, this ship here purchased these items, right? I'm not using them. Items only are usable when they're in the lower left corner, lower corner there, with the plus sign. Other than that, they're not being utilized. So I do have this ship here that purchased these items, and I would like to use them now. So we got Wilma here, Wilma the Wild, our little dreadnought, Dreadlock's ship, well, captain. I guess she's a captain, and she is already boosting this dreadnought here to 380 damage per second. Now I would like to add some more of them, right? And these are going to be some nice more boosts, boosting it to 513 damage per second. Holy cow, this ship is going to push damage out there. It's amazing. We do have this item there that is going to for the hacienda. I also would like to add some more hit points to this dreadnought here, further boosting it. Basically now, let's get over there, yep, to 20k. It's not fully repaired yet, and this ship here, this dreadnought, also needs some more items. We do have the mortars. Now these are active items, right? I'm going to push it down there, and I'm going to push the Apos gun here to my other dreadnought, and these can now be used. So if I select my whole fleet there, I can now use them, right, on items or on ships, and they will do some devastating damage there. That's basically my boosted fleet right now. I should have another dreadnought somewhere though. Battleship, there it is, right? Protecting Arundel down here right now. No items though, but it's fine because I'm not expecting a full-fledged attack on Arundel there for the moment. Though, you never know what happens, right? The Princess Ching and Miss Hunt are at an alliance now. An unholy alliance, I might say that. I might call that. And yeah, I have no idea what's coming out of that. They have now at peace. The Admiral is no longer a problem. Who knows what they're planning? What kind of ships they're pushing out there. Perhaps nothing. Perhaps a major fleet. Now, we also need to continue with the grape production. I already have now the vineyards here. And the fuel station, right? This one is producing it. Some of you have been suggesting I could transport the fuel from Madison to Arundel. I have no idea how though. I've tried it. You can't transport fuel, right? And if, then please tell me the solution to that. We need to have the fuel station on Arundel so that my tractor barns get the fuel. That's basically the option here that we have. And for that, we do need this oil production now. I've got some bricks over to Min. And we are just going to build now the oil harbor. And we're going to build both of the refineries and all their towers with it. And with that, in Min, we have finally started our next oil production now. Not the biggest one, but still fine. I will need a parallel track here, though, that goes all the way then to the oil harbor, right? So that there's two trains that can go back and forth. Otherwise, it would only be one train, and the tracks would be blocked for the other ones. And then it would just pile up the oil, and I definitely want to have a steady stream of oil coming in. Very good, that's for Min. Now, we do need a new trade route for that. I'm also going to build the oil harbor now. I've already built it, perfect. A trade route, an oil route that we're going to have. Now, this is going to pick up now the oil in Min. It's going to transport it to Arundel, and the surplus is going to go to Madison, right? Because we are not going to need that much oil for the fuel production in Arundel. So eventually it will be capped, full. and then the surplus goes to medicine. There's going to be quite a surplus, I'm sure of that. Let's activate this. Fenton 2 is going to be on this epic oil trade route. There you go, on its way now. One of my ships is under attack. It's not in the old world. Then in the new world, there is some, yeah, something going on there. Some ships passing by though, just right. But nevertheless, I'm going to get my shippies up there. No props. Alrighty, so the oil is flowing, and with that, the tractor barns will soon be activated. So let's also build the remaining vineyards here in Arundel. Costing me quite a bit, but that's going to be fine. And with that, we have now base production, right? I already have my steam motors activated or on this island, so I can now build the tractor barns here. Let's go ahead and do this with those 3 for now. And what is happening when you build that, you get 50% more fields for the vineyard. But we are not really having a farmer problem there, right? So I guess in that case, it's fine to just keep them like that. If we want to go hyper efficient, I could remove like these 3 here and just extend the farms over there. But that would only really make sense if we had a shortage there. And I can't squeeze in more farms here anyway, right? We just don't have the space for anything else. There's not going to be a full vineyard possible here anymore. Once the fuel comes in, we're getting the boost from the tractor barn, boost number 2. That is the, I think, 200% boost that it comes in then for the productivity of the vineyards. They're starting production now. I'm going ahead and I'm going to use some tractor barns for these baddies here too. Right, so that's that one here. There you go. And this one here. And this one. Let's just keep it with those for now, because I don't know how much fuel we are actually going to produce for that. They are waiting on that now. With the first oil coming in, then we will start it. Right? Now, I do need another trade route now. And that is going to take the grapes. A charter route could be possible, but I think it's going to be more than 50 tons, right? And that would then probably lead to a bit of a problem there. A sail shipyard though, a sail ship is though perfectly fine, so we could use the flagship Nelly for that. I would not like to waste a cargo ship on such a small and insignificant trade route, basically. Insignificant when it comes to the volume, of course. The goods that we're transporting here are pretty important, though. Right? So, agricultural good, we don't see the grapes there yet. Ah, there it is, right? There you go. Let's just make the flagship full there, potentially, and get it over to Madison. And Nelly, there you go. On the way now, getting the grapes over to Madison. Now, how many grapes are we producing at the moment with what we got already? 3 per minute. So don't forget, they're producing only every 2 minutes. They're extremely slow when it comes to that. So for now, I just have to wait on that. Okay, you know what? I've actually done it. I've restructured the whole thing so that we only need those fields now. In fact, it actually also is possible to be squeezed in like that, so that we use these farms now, so 3 farms less. But all of them have now 192 fields, except for that one here. But since we are saving a bit of workforce, let's also get rid of some of these buildings there. And with that, we should be having a couple more fields possible here. So these are going to be here. There you go. And with that, also that vineyard here has now full productivity when it comes to the fields. They are going to ramp up their production now to 100%. And once the fuel comes in, it should be boosted by 200% in addition. And then they're going to really pump out that these grapes. Now, another thing that we can still do here is... this one has the fields for it, right? If I have a bit more space for a trade union, that would be even better. So let's just go ahead with that. There's the trade union. That's 20 influence, but we will be able to afford that soon, I'm pretty sure of. So I do need to get rid of that one here, right? Plus the road there, so that we get all these vineyards into its area of influence there, right? There you go. Let's build it for now. That one here just needs a couple more fields, and those fields we actually have down there just fine, and that's it. Right, so all of them are working on that now. I just want to see then really the before and after. So there is, yeah, the first 100 tons of oil coming in. At the moment, we're producing now 3 grapes per minute. That just sounds very lame at the moment. I think it must be more. It's not really fully utilized there yet, I think, right? So those 3. Actually, yeah, that's the ratio that we have, right? So these produce 1, these produce 1, and these produce 1. So that's really just it, 3 per minute at the moment. And now the oil has come in, already delivered it, and there is the fuel. Very good. Getting it to the tractor barn. Back and forth. This one has received the fuel now and is now starting, well, production boost, right? There's the tractor coming out. I love these details. I mean, look at how beautiful it is, right? With the ships passing by, those beautiful houses, where I can totally see myself sitting in the sunlight drinking some wine. And there is also the tractors now roaming around on the fields. Now, what is going on with them though is then, there we see the boost already. Tractors plus 200% in addition. It's ramping up to that now, so to 300% it will go up. Building, well, getting us essentially more than 3 times that, right? So it's going to 9 per minute now. It's already at 8, and then they're still coming more into that. That's 9 per minute. That's quite a lot, I think. Oh, and Lady Margaret Hum seems rather interested in your tractors. Alright, I guess she wants to steal them now? I'm expecting everything from her. Now on towards the champagne. The champagne seller needs 2 per minute that it can consume. So that would lead to around 4 champagne sellers. That is unboosted. If we boost them by the workforce again, then we could actually make 5 champagne sellers out of that. And that would lead to 10 champagne that we can produce right now per minute. And that is more than twice as what we need right now. Perfect. So we got everything for that. Oh, by the way, I can see some ruins there. For the champagne, the only thing that we still now need is the glass. And I think with the glass, we already have a bit of a problem there. Sand-wise, it's also not really fine anymore. So we are going to need to expand our sand production. That was actually in ruins there. Already boosted by 50%. And then we can start with that as well. Another thing I would like to do in Madison is we're getting rid of all the slaughterhouses here now. These are dirty. We don't want the slaughterhouses in Madison anymore. We're going to push them over to Min Island. And in Min, I'm also going to have my pigs right away. So we can save up. I think we're still getting the pigs in with the Docklands, right? We're still getting them over there. And I would like to free up this trade contract that we have there for the pigs. How many pig heads, or how many pigs, not pig heads, how many pigs do we consume right now? 25 per minute. That is quite a lot. That means we do need 25 pig farms if we want to make this one work. It is realistic to reach that, but it's going to be tricky. 25 of them. I'm probably going ahead and do this right here then as well. Let's have a second warehouse then to the framework knitters. I'm not expecting that we need more framework than that, right? And then I basically will have to kind of like squeeze them in here now if I want to make this work. That's the 5 here. And they also require quite a lot of fields. Now there's also something we can do to the pig farms to further boost their output, and that is the silo. The silo has a grain as fodder, and with that we could boost potentially the pig farms by quite a lot. By 100% in fact. So that means if I build a silo to every one of my pig farms, I could reduce it by, well, half the amount of pig farms that we need. So instead of 24 or 25, let's make it 26 to have a surplus. I could actually go to only 13. Let's make it 15 plus the silos so that we have a surplus there. Let's make it 15 plus the silos. In that case here, though, the silo will need some room, and that's exactly here. Problem though is that with the silo, it does need a road connection, right? So we do need to have some roads down here. And now I can just basically copy this one and build them over here along this road. And that's just looking beautiful too, actually, because it's looking very organized in that case. I like it when it seems like I'm organized, so that's just working really nicely. The downside is it does cost me though some extra bricks, right, if I want to use it like that. Let's just go ahead and have this row here completed too. Then we have the road here. So these silos here do need now a warehouse for that. I'm going to have the warehouse here. This road actually leads to something, so let's just have it like that, right? Then I'm going to have another warehouse, 2 warehouses here actually, so that these pig farms actually all get their warehouse, and then we can just continue with that on that side here. 2 more, another one. And that one here will need to improvise if we want to make this one full, because there is this cliff there right away. So I'm just going to add those guys here. And then the silo here. Oh, and for that we do lack the timber now, but that's fine then too. How many pig farms do we have with that now? We have 12. And I said I wanted to have 15 because that would lead to the equivalent of 30 pig farms unboosted, right? So that is something that we can still use here. That means I do need a couple more over there. And let's make it 3 in addition. Like so, because these silos of course also need their road connection. Alright, that leads then right to this warehouse there. And I probably should use a fire station in this area. That we also get some protection out of that. And this warehouse we move over to that area. And with that, we should have everything done. The only thing now that's missing is actually some timber once again. And also another thing, yeah, that is the grain. Where do we get the grain from now? Well, theoretically from Totenkopf, because here we got our grain plantations, our grain farms, lots of them. No, I'm not going to boost them now in addition because that would just be too much. And we're having a massive surplus of grain. It is full in Totenkopf. And it is also full in Madison, right? So it's fine. We're going to use Madison as our go-to point for King Cole because we can go back and forth with that then with just one cargo ship. One more thing is that, of course, with all the pigs now in Min, what we are going to do then is we're going to have the slaughterhouses over there as well so that we fully utilize then our workforce. By the way, one more thing is we have not enough building materials, the steel beams, there you go, because I would like to build the commute pier here now too, to completely share the workforce then between Madison and Min. And in Min, I'm just waiting for a bit more timber, because of course we're going to have more farmers than here situated as well. Now we got the piggies. I'm going to now need the slaughterhouses, and the slaughterhouses, I think a good location would be here. So we're just going to make it there. It needs to be a bit separated from the pigs, because I want to avoid the pig or the pig farms wanting to get the pigs to the slaughterhouse, right? I want to get them into the warehouse and then to the slaughterhouse. Then we will have some surplus for the soap production then as well. And that's the goal here. Let's also just check our consumption for the soap. So this is a lot of fiddling around here with the productions right now, but it's absolutely necessary to pave the way for the future income in Madison to boost our main city. We have a consumption of only 3 soap at the moment in Madison, and for sausage it's 7. Is that right? Can't be right. 3 soap. Yeah, it actually could be right, because we don't have a lot of artisans here anymore and a lot of workers, only 4,000 each. That could be right. Of course, we do need more soap for the docklands, right? Because we're getting that soap for the trading, and that means I do need way more soap actually than what we need right now. We are having a production surplus for soap of 16, so I need to reach at least that, right? 16 for that and 9 for the sausage if I want to keep it similar. But we are also consuming now sausage and soap then in Min. I need to calculate that in, if we want to make this the complete right way. So that means let's make around 20 for the soap and around 12 for the sausage. That should work out nicely for now. 12 for the sausage means 12 slaughterhouses. That's a whopping. That's quite a lot. We're going ahead with another trade union, because we are going to boost that at some point. And I'm going ahead with another warehouse then down here. And also what we definitely will need here is a fire station right next to our warehouse, right, to fully use that. And then I'm just going ahead here basically now with the slaughterhouses. So
workforce shortage.
There you go for number 1. Let's also have another warehouse then in this corner, because that's going to be used then. And then those guys. Yeah, that's actually fine, right? So that we can use it. And that's actually all the slaughterhouses that we're ever going to need. That's for Madison and for Min, and that's already the massive production that we can have there. Very good for the slaughterhouses. Now we're coming on to the soap, and for that I do need 16 soap production, right? So I've got the 16 that we produce right now, because we need to have a lot of surplus for the docklands. 16 it should be at least. And that leads to having at least 8 soap factories and 16 rendering works. Yeah, that's quite a lot. And I will be able to squeeze them in here just nicely. Also beside the warehouse here, number 1. Getting then the trade union. Right, and then a couple more here. And also another block this area. That's 10, 12, 14, 16. There we got our rendering works now. And then, separated from this, I'm going to have my soap factory, because this would not really work out right now as it is. And that's fine, and we're going to have the soap factory here, because there I still have room that I would like to use for an industrial zone anyway. We're not going to boost the soap factories though, right? So rendering works and slaughterhouses will be fine. This one, perhaps, if I move it over, that's going to be fine too. You know what, this is actually fine too. Now we got the rendering works, the soap factories and the slaughterhouses on that corner here. And most of them we can actually also reach them with the trade union. I think this is the best of both worlds here now, having all of that here. Of course, we're going to need lots of warehouses for all of that. And these rendering works will then transport their tallow down here to the soap factories. We just need to make really sure that we got the paved roads for that, right? Because otherwise transportation times are going to be really long, and we certainly don't want that. So there you go with all of that, just fine. Now, before I built them, my cargo ship has arrived now with the building materials that I'm looking for. We can now go ahead with the commute pier. That's 15 influence, and that's going to be fine. Just going to place it there, really. There we got the shared workforce now. Very good. And I actually still have everything else available there for now. So let's go ahead, build the warehouses in this area. Let's build the soap factories in this area. Wait a second. Oh yeah, they need steel beams, so I'm going to need more of that for as well. And I think by now we should have a lot of grapes in here. Yes, 230 tons. Very good. That's going to be some nice payday there soon now. And then also here, we got the 8 and we are producing, we should be at 9 now. Actually, we're at 12. Very good. My math was wrong once again. We're at 12, of course, because they're getting boosted by 2. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. And that means 12 grapes. The trade union here could still be another nice boost for the future. But we're producing so much already. It's going to be fine, really. The oil, Fenton, is going to continue to Arundel. And also here, look at that. It's almost full then, right? So at some point the oil tanker will only deliver a couple of that to Arundel, and the majority of it then to Madison, where we urgently need the oil. There's another nice oil tanker with 300 tons of oil coming in from the New World, but it needs to be more, of course, for our thirsty city. Now, in Min, let's finish all the farmer buildings over there. And that's going to be it for now. We're still waiting on the grain, and that is going to be my next trade route once I have done the delivery with the steel beams. And let's also, yeah, let's get a couple of these over there too. And there is my King Cole. That is just a really majestic name for a cargo ship. And with that, yeah, I think we're all set for the massive increase in industry now in Min. Let's just go ahead and build all the slaughterhouses, right? That's already going to be quite expensive. All the rendering works and all the soap factories. This will now drop my worker balance here, of course. Why? Because we're using that 2 times now, right? We already have all of that in Madison over there. And we are going to get rid of that now, and that's going to balance the workforce out again. What I still need is, so the pigs are coming in, the sausage is coming in, the soap is coming in. We can now start the trade route. King Cole, you're empty. Perfect, because you're going to be on this very important trade route between Madison and Min. And we are going to basically in Madison now take grain, because we're going to need that for the boost, right? But not that much, because silos really don't consume that much grain. And in Min, we're going to then take the sausage, let's make it 2 times, and then the soap, let's make it 3 times. And that's basically it. We still have a buffer for something. If I've overseen something, we might be using that, but for now it's fine. King Cole takes it on, and with that, a very important trade route is being activated. There you go. The ship is on its way back. Also, I think the oil will be stacked now with the next delivery then, so that we also get some more oil now out of Min to Madison and directly. And yeah, actually, I think what we can do now is let's get rid of it. I mean, we're going to take a bit of damage there now from the storage. but it's fine. There you go. Already recovering all the sausage, and look at that. We have boosted our attractiveness by 350, thus getting to appealing metropolis. We have really gotten a lot of attractiveness out of this one, and with that we've unlocked now our 10 influence for the museum module that we are urgently going to need. Do we have anything else here? We've unlocked 2 more departments. Department of Labor, the 10% productivity for the trade union. There's nothing here though yet at the moment. And then we've also got Department of Welfare that is affecting a lot of my buildings here. Plus 10 area of influence for all public buildings. So basically they all have now a bigger range, and we don't need that many of them anymore then as well. And there's also then something here that is really cool, and that is the Arts Patronage Act. 3 attractiveness for every artisan and engineer residence, which is a massive boost to attractiveness throughout the island. So that would be another goal here in order to reach the highest level of attractiveness if we want that. Now, ladies and gents, that was a lot of planning for industry and stuff. Not a lot of fighting, not a lot of dominance, but it is important to prepare us for the fleet that we need to build up for our islands, because I need the influence, and basically it was all to get the influence going for our museum module here, right? And now we can build the museum, get us more influence out, and then pumping. Stay tuned.